Just a few days ago, we saw the full-blown 50-minute gameplay reveal of Crimson Desert after talking about it for years. As many people have pointed out, the game seems much more real than it did when in the original trailer. Naturally, some of us are hyped for an ambitious game like this, and some of us are skeptical. Both are understandable. However, regardless of which side you fall on, it's important to know the story of the game. To judge its range, depth, replayability, enjoyment value, and most important of all, whether or not it's worth your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Chris, and welcome to Zinematic Gaming.
In this video, I will explain to you the full story of Crimson Desert. Stick till the end to know about the world of Crimson Desert, its characters, plot, key themes, and many more. Developer Pearl Abyss describes the title as a saga written in blood. Crimson Desert is set in Wayward, a vast continent of divided regions inhabited by people struggling to survive in its ever-changing lands. From the vast plains of Alchemy to the inhospitably cold lands of Quaden, or the barren desert, each region possesses its own unique beauty. In the world of Crimson Desert, gritty realism often precedes aesthetic beauty. As you traverse the cities, the desert oases, or Ulsrund, the land of the wolf, you will encounter filthy alleys, destitute hovels, and marketplace languages that would make even a troll blush. It's this dynamic of medieval fantasy and gritty realism that has a lot of people intrigued about the game. The story of Crimson Desert revolves around the larger conflict of a power vacuum left by the King of Dominus, the unifier of lands who now lies in a coma. It is a world where everyone is struggling to survive in their own unique ways. And now that he's incapacitated, the Empire threatens to collapse. Those who have suffered under his iron rule now seek to exploit this weakness. Like our world, not all have the same goals. Some who have felt the oppression of his conquest seek only independence, but others dream of gaining their own absolutist rule. Mythical creatures and competing mercenary bands all battle for dominance, control, or simple survival. Whether you're fighting bloodthirsty monsters or powerful shadowy figures pulling strings behind the scenes, Wayward is a world that demands skill, strength, and strategy. To survive, one must adapt or perish. As we saw in the Whitehorn Beast, Reed Devil, and Staglord boss battle trailers, not all will be prepared to endure the trials and tribulations unleashed by these enemies. At the heart of this story is Macduff, son of Martinus. His story of resilience, struggle, and growth as a leader defines a central narrative. As Macduff, you will be forced to rise into a leadership role as you form a band of mercenaries to aid you in your adventures. The land is unforgiving, but fear not. History is seldom made alone. Leaders need movements. Heroes need companions. You will, too, have your own band of warriors. But as with many things in life, it won't be handed to you. You must travel the world if you wish to find the most battle-hardened fighters to form your mercenary company. Every mercenary you meet will have their own story to tell, their own unique reasons for choosing this path. If you wish to shape these warriors into an elite fighting unit and hear those tales, you will need to earn their respect. Only then will they fight under a single banner, yours. The core of the campaign is split between quests that follow the exploits of mercenaries and quests, ranging from faction-based missions to monster hunting. The overarching plot focuses on how you grow as a leader, your struggles to unite his band, and how you survive amidst larger political struggles, violent conflicts, and mysterious mythical threats. As a wise scholar once wrote, "Forget not that today's enemy may be thine ally tomorrow." Wise words indeed, yet the opposite can also be said to be true. As you traverse Wayward, you will find that threats abound in all shapes and sizes, be it the so-called just rulers promoting their own distorted band of justice built on a foundation of death and bloodshed, and, as if real-life problems were not enough, there's more from the world beyond, thanks to a desert cult that worships an ancient god. Alongside the heralding of a new age of warfare, tales are also spoken of beings from a distant world, perhaps even a world that exists in a time yet to be. If you're lucky, you might only encounter one of the ferocious mythical beasts that have awakened from their eternal slumber by the ways of humans. But don't worry, With adversities comes the new need for innovation. Alongside the traditional weapons, a new generation of weapons has emerged. Pistols beside swords, cannons beside axes, and even hand-mounted cannons. Furthermore, the advent of the mysterious art of alchemy has allowed some gifted practitioners to imbue these already deadly weapons with additional abilities. Suffice to say, you will never be short of a weapon or two. Developers have promised a vast range of weapons and countless customization options. What you wield and how you wield it all depends on the type of warrior you want to be. The action-driven combat system in Crimson Desert will force players' strategic choices in real time, staying true to its desperate survival theme. Your actions as a player will directly influence the course of the story. Whether you choose to take on enemies head-on, form alliances with others, or make more subtle political moves, it will shape the type of character you want to be, and the world will react to these decisions, thus creating a feeling of immersion that an open-world adventure needs. At its core, it's a story of Macduff's resilience and survival. I'm never going to stop saying his name that way. The game seems to explore the idea of survival coming at a cost. The moral lines between good and evil are blurred, as the rulers of the land often exploit those they claim to protect. The game dives into themes of power, loyalty, betrayal, and what it means to lead a group of people when trust and strength are constantly tested. The world is rife with conflicts rooted in both physical and metaphysical realities. War, loss, and redemption dominate the narrative as the central figures confront not just their enemies, but their pasts, ideals, and moral compasses. Overall, Crimson Desert does have an intriguing premise. The visuals, while toned down from what we initially saw, still look very impressive. Arguably the best we have seen in an open-world game like this so far, all things considered. The story is somewhat common in a fantasy world, but it will be interesting to see how they put their own spin on it, with the aforementioned otherworldly beings twist. Personally, though, the lack of RPG elements does bother me a little bit, since it's a straight-up action-adventure game, but I am eagerly looking forward to it. And like many of you, I will be waiting until after the release. What do you think of Crimson Desert? Will it live up to the hype? Does the story interest you at all? If you liked this overview of the story, like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy what I do, and I will see you soon.